Wow. All right, all right, all right. We are live. Oh my goodness.
Yay!
We are live. We are live. We are live. You know what? Thank you so, so much for coming through, guys. We are really, really just excited. We did have, the usuals, but we here, nothing could have stopped us from being here today. When you have the likes of this amazing woman that we're gonna have on today's show, it's just you cannot allow anything else to stop this. This had to
No.
happen. There was no other way we were gonna have it differently. And my goodness.
Hi, hi.
Oh wow, Busi, thank you so so much for gracing us with your presence. I really do appreciate everything that you do. There's so many people who recognize your name in the group, in the industry. I mean, you just came out of nowhere and just kept going and going and going and going and going. And I'm really excited to find out about who exactly Busisiwe is today. I want to know because I had people. So let me just tell you a little bit of a story. So I
Okay.
started as a technical trainer in the auto lab doing
Mm.
chemistry. And as soon as I left, which is why I feel, hey, welcome. Put a comment in there and let us know who you are so we can see you there. So I literally, when I left the lab, everybody called me.
Mm.
There's this girl called Busisiwe, and even they called you Busi. There's Busi,
Yes.
and she just took your position as technical trainer. I'm like, okay, so who's Busi? No, that one. Remember the short one. So usually the descriptions, this the
Yeah.
short one. So I mean, I'm just curious. How tall are you, Busi? How tall are you?
I think I'm 1.52.
Oh
Yes.
my! So you like a bit of a shorty.
Yes.
So I'm really tall. So I'm 1.67. So
Yo.
that is exactly why. So I was doing beauty pageants. So I'm okay with my height. So I needed the
Yeah, it
height
makes
to get
sense.
into the
Mm.
beauty pageants. And so everybody kept calling me. They're like, yeah, so there's this girl. And I just couldn't understand why everybody was calling me. But I think they were just like, yeah, I think she took your place. I'm like, no. For me, it's important to grow and move for other people to come in. You know,
Yes.
you need
Mm.
that place to happen because if you don't grow, then someone else cannot come into your position, right? Imagine if you at
Mm-hmm.
this point in time stayed at the same place. How many people are you blocking?
A
You
lot.
are
It's
blocking so
there's gonna
many
be a lot of
people who
people.
need to come into that space.
Mm.
So I'm
Mm.
really, really excited to just get to know you more and let's get this show on the road. I'm really excited. I think you might have at this point. All right, I think we are on together. So, Busisiwe, let's just get straight into it and tell us who exactly is Busisiwe Dlamini. So, you are actually Busisiwe Karodi, right? How do I say that? I'm like, how do you say your name?
Okay, my I am Busisiwe Harodi, but I
Busisiwe
am known,
Karodi.
yes,
Oh,
known as
wow.
Busisiwe
I think I actually
Dlamini.
need to sort my stuff out because I've just lost sound on my end. So I'm trying to get that back on.
Okay.
Let's see how I can hear your sound now. Can everybody hear you? I can't hear them. All right. So we need to fix this and see how we can hear each other. But can you hear me on your side?
Okay. I
Oh,
can
now
hear
I
you
can.
perfectly.
Oh, great. Now I can hear you. That is amazing. Okay, so let's do this. So let's talk about you, Busi. So who are you? Where do you come from? How did you end up in medical technology? And this Karodi and Lamini, okay, can you just help us sort that out first? So, yeah.
Okay, yes. I am Busisiwe
Mm-hmm.
Harodi, known as Busisiwe Dlamini. So
So
Dlamini is
Dlamini,
my maiden
that is your
surname.
maiden surname. That's your all right. So that's your maiden
Yes.
name because okay, but usually people also call you then just Busi, right?
Yes, in short, yes.
Okay.
Most people they call me Busi. I am
Mm-hmm.
from a small town called Kwamhlanga.
Yeah.
So that's where I grew up. So I speak Isindebele. So
Mm-hmm.
how actually I knew about medical technology is just amazing because growing up I knew I wanted to be in a healthcare thing. But
Mm-hmm.
then, most when you grow up, mostly it's all about you want to be a doctor most
You
of the
want to
time.
be a
So I
doctor,
wanted
yeah.
to be a doctor. But then I think when I was doing matric, that's when I thought that, you know what, actually I'm in love more on the laboratory work. So when I
Mm-hmm.
did my research, most of the things that I could find about lab, I remember there was a time I was thinking of doing geochemist because I just wanted to be in the laboratory. Imagine. So
Wow.
I did apply for medicine at UCT.
Mm-hmm.
And then this other day, like my mom came back from work. My mom is a nurse. Then she
Yeah.
was like, I was speaking to this other guy because we stay next to a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
There at the hospital, he's working for this other lab. He's a lab technician, something like that. So I found that interesting. And since I knew that you actually wanted to work in the lab, maybe it
Mm-hmm.
might interest you. So then that's
Yeah.
when I started doing research about it. I think I even applied on the last day of the closing
Mm.
date at QT because that's when I
Yo,
found
you
out
were
about it.
like
So my dad,
almost, you just made it.
yes. So my dad had to take me to main campus to take my application there and so on. And then I went through all the assessments and so on. So
Yeah.
actually that's how my journey with medical technology started.
Mm. At least you had a bit
Yes.
of an idea of what you were getting yourself into, unlike a lot of
Yes.
people who just come in and they really have no idea what the field is about, you know?
Yeah, definitely I did know what I was getting myself
Mm.
into actually. Mm.
Did you have any favorite subject, anything that you were particularly interested in?
Okay, from a very young age, yeah, I think biology, like we
Yeah.
called it life sciences in our time. It
Mm-hmm.
was the subject that I was most strongly in. So that was
Amazing.
my favorite.
So
Yes.
you really were made for this, and the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, you know.
No. No.
Oh, and I assume you were one of those smart ones in class. Were you? How were you in class?
Definitely, I was one of those smart ones.
You nerdy, the nerds who always got like distinctions and everything.
Yeah, it's always those ones with the awards from
Yo,
primary,
yo,
secondary.
yo.
It is just always. I remember. I remember one time my mom was scolding my son. She was saying to him,
Yeah,
every time when I was called to school because of your mom, it will be because
yeah,
of her getting awards, not because I was supposed to be there because she did something wrong or something.
yeah.
So
That
yeah,
is amazing. That is so
I've
amazing.
always been
I'm
that child.
just like,
Yes.
wow. And I'm so happy that you ended up finding something that you actually love doing and that you've wanted to
Mm.
do for a long time. And so, how did you end up as a technical trainer? I think this is the one that I'm really interested in because, I think you and I almost have the same experience because I was in the lab pretty like almost 2 years or less. And then I was already moved to a technical trainer. So at that time, I was the youngest technical trainer they've ever had at that time.
Mhm.
And, it's like people were shocked because the position had been advertised over and over and over. I wasn't even aware of it. And when I looked at it, I really didn't qualify for the
Mhm.
requirements at that time were so stringent that you had to be a senior. You had to be a senior for a number of
Mhm.
years. And I was new. I had just qualified as a medical technologist. And I really had I don't know, divine coincidence of having then doing campus part time lecturing at TUT. And that's how I got in. And I think now the rules, I see it's like 2 years now that you need to get in. At that time, I think it needed about 5 6 years experience. As it was like this ridiculous
Mm.
position where I was like, there's no way. But I was like, you know what? I already know my story. I'm gonna put it in there, and I've known them pretty much ever since I was a bursary student. I've had this
Mhm.
really amazing experience with them. But for me, I want to find out, how did you actually get into technical training? And if someone out there is now a student or already a senior or a technologist who is interested in this, how do they get into this position?
Okay. So also how I got in as well, it was just amazing because I didn't qualify as
Yeah.
well to be in that position. So I did see the post once, and then
Mm-hmm.
I told my supervisor at the time about it. So my
Mm-hmm.
supervisor actually really believed in me because in the lab that I was working in, every new person that came in, I was always the one who was willing to train them because people they didn't
Oh.
like to train actually. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
actually she really did believe in me. And then what I did, I sent because I could see with the requirements that I
Mm-hmm.
didn't qualify. So
Yeah.
I sent the manager at technical training an email, and
Mm-hmm.
I yes, I told her how I'm interested in this position, even though I can see I do not qualify, but I believe this is my passion, this is what I like, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe I will add some value to their department and so on. And then she replied
Mm-hmm.
to me and said, no, unfortunately, we cannot.
You're kidding me.
I'm telling you,
You're kidding me.
for real. Like, she replied and told me that unfortunately, because you don't have the necessary requirements, it's not gonna be fair for other people
And what were
who
the
would have.
requirements at that time? What were the requirements that you didn't meet
I think it was the same ones that you had, that you were supposed to
with
have
the
more than
years and the
years of experience. Because mind you, I qualified in 2014. So this
sure.
now was in 2015. So
Yeah.
it's just less than a year.
You are basically representing half of the very ambitious people that I know who already want, in like 1 year, want to be technical trainers. So I'm really excited
Yes.
that they get to see this and experience this. And the fact that you had the guts to send an email at that time, and you had the wisdom to know that you had to do
Mm-hmm.
something, take a step. I mean, that for me, kudos to that,
Yes.
because you've just shown the first sign of what you needed to do. But I mean, let's carry on with that story. So she said, no
Yeah.
ways,
So
no
she said
ways,
no.
Jose. Mm-hmm,
Okay. After she said no, like, hi, then it's fine. It means I don't
mm-hmm.
qualify, so I'm gonna leave it there. But then the post kept on being re-advertised. So I was
Exactly. So it was the same
like,
pattern, right?
yeah. But
Oh my
the last
goodness.
time, yeah, the last time when it was re-advertised, now the number of years now were reduced.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 2 years, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
Yes. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to apply. I did apply, but because of the, I think I don't know if one went through this process, but I think the process was just very long. It took months. So after I've applied, then I had to do a telephonic interview with the manager only, whereby she called. We did that, and then after a telephonic interview, then I had to prepare a presentation
Yes.
and present. So luckily, my manager and the senior where I was working, they were really supportive with this. Like from the
Mm-hmm.
get go, they could see the potential in me, so they helped me with everything. The presentation, I had to present to them first before I would go for the interview for them to give me tips and so on. So
Oh
we did all of that
wow. And what did you
together.
present on?
It was on blood gases.
Hey, me too.
I think that's the standard.
I think that's like that's the standard, right? And for me, I
Yes.
was like, yes, that's my favorite topic. I'm like, yes,
Yes.
I'm gonna nail this one. I was so happy with blood gases because I'm like, I can take anyone who has no idea how blood gases work, take them from this complex to this simplistic. Like I can break down
Yes.
every little complex thing and make it so easy that someone who's just like in grade 3 or whatever can get it.
Can
And I was like, yes, this one is for
That's
me.
true. That's true.
Oh
So yeah, after the presentation, then it was a formal interview. After that, yeah,
wow.
I had a lot of interviews. Then I had to write the psychometric
And
test.
they grind
And
you
then
in those interviews.
mm, after writing
Yo.
the psychometric test, they were so long. After writing the psychometric test, then I had to have an interview with the lab manager where I was going to be based and the assistant manager. Because when I was an intern, I think that was that thing. I was known as that cheeky
Mhm.
student.
Oh wait. Busi, were you one of my
You know,
students?
no, you
No,
started
because
after me. So you
okay,
started
because
with a group that came after me.
that's exactly why. Because they said to me, "No, you must have trained her." I'm like, "No, I actually don't
Mm-mm.
know Busi." And everybody's. That's why they kept calling me every time. Like, no, I'm like, and they try to show me pictures and they try to describe you. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry,
No,
but I have no idea who this is. And at some point, I recognized your face, and I'm like, okay, I must have seen her somewhere. But I
yeah,
had
along
so
the
many people
corridors.
trying to help me figure out who you are.
Yeah, so you started with the because I remember the post, the one that you got. It was advertised when I was doing rotation there. I remember.
Mm-hmm,
So yeah,
mm-hmm.
because I know someone in there was busy trying to prepare for the interview as well. So
Yo,
yeah, so you
is that
started.
why I got into so much trouble? Because I came in.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, now it finally makes sense. I'm like, hello, you guys didn't apply. This thing kept being re advertised and re advertised. So for me, I'm like, y'all can't treat me like this because I applied and you guys didn't apply. So all
Hmm.
I'm here to do is I didn't take anybody's job because this was a
No.
new position. There was one trainer and they needed a second
Yeah.
trainer. So I
Yes.
literally had no idea that there was someone internally trying to, whoever you
No.
are, I
I
do
remember there
apologize for taking your job. Sorry, but
were.
But you know what? I then did you a favor. You see, this is just divine coincidences because if
It
that person got
is
the job, they would have stayed there forever and ever. And it's a good thing
forever.
I
Yes.
got the job and I moved right along, and then you got to
Yes.
come in. So,
Yes. That's true.
yeah. My gosh, this is just crazy. Oh my goodness. So, but let's just get to this.
Mm.
I want to know. So, somebody's in the lab right now. What do they need to do to prepare themselves if they want to be a technical trainer?
Okay, I think what they can do at the moment is to equip them as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
They must try to up their standard based on their knowledge, and as well,
Yeah.
like I said, like I did, show people that you are interested in this. If there's
Mm-hmm.
somebody who needs some sort of training, it might not be formal training, but
Yeah.
gotta try like do it, because at the same time you will be able to see that you really enjoy this, and will it even
Yeah.
work for you, like going forward, if you were to be in that job like permanently. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just to equip yourself as much as possible, do informal trainings, and then yeah.
And for those ones who say, yo, but Busi, I've been applying for this position 10 times, I'm hurtful. They don't want me. They never take me. I've applied 10 times already. Like I'm over this. What do you say to that person to have them keep going and keep bettering themselves and keep, what do you have to say for this? So this person is really like giving up, ready to just give up and do something else.
Okay, there is no point like in giving up if you haven't you don't have that now. If you didn't get that job at that time, then it means it was not the right time. Mind you,
Mm,
there's time for everything. So you will
yeah.
not just keep on doing what you can do. Try, keep on applying. And again, I think maybe trying to get like email addresses of those managers as well. It also
Yes, yes,
helps
yes.
so that you can, yes, you can be able to send that email telling them about yourself.
Yeah.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
At some
Right.
point or at some time, yes, they might recognize you. But at the moment, just keep the faith and
And
believe that in the right time it will happen.
it will definitely, and I do believe that if somebody is here in the group, for example, interact with the people here,
Yes.
see who you can have in the connection. Go on to that LinkedIn. I think you and I have been screaming LinkedIn for, like, I don't know for how long. Let's not give up on that one. Take our own advice,
No.
not give up on that one. So we'll keep pushing anybody who needs to get onto LinkedIn, get onto LinkedIn, be active in the group so they can recognize you. When you see a face on a CV that you've seen in the group, you're like, hey man, this name looks familiar. And then you can see it's
Yes.
someone who's like constantly contributing to the group. So that's gonna be very
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see. And I know for you, I mean, you did both ClinPath and ChemPath.
Yes.
What is that about? Yo, Busisiwe, the overachiever. Like, can we just like what is this about, really?
And to tell you the truth, for both of them, they were never my decision. I
Ah,
started with Clean Path, and the reason I
mhm.
did Clean Path is because I was a bursary student.
Oh
So
yes.
at that time, as a bursary student, you were forced to do Clean Path.
That was weird because I think your group came after ours. We were allowed to choose. So I chose Clean Path because I wanted Clean Path, but everybody else they were allowed to do like mono specials. So you guys
With
came
us,
at a rough time, man.
with us, it was just Clean Path. You do not have a choice.
Oh
So
man.
that's how I did Clean Path. But of which I don't even regret anything. I think
Don't
it
regret.
was it was a good call, yeah. Even though it was
Yeah.
chosen for me, but it was the right thing to do.
Nah.
And then
Yeah.
with campus as well, because I was doing training in a chemical pathology lab.
Mm-hmm.
So my manager felt, actually it's not that like she felt, I think according to the HPCSA regulations, I cannot
Yes.
train campus as special student
Yes.
if I am
If
not
you're on Clean
qualified.
Path. Yes.
Yes, if I'm clean path. So I had
Yes.
to write the campus board exam so that I can be able to facilitate the campus specials board exam prep and also train in a campus lab. So
Amazing.
yeah,
Do you
as
think
well.
that is helpful for you right now as this diabetes customer care rep? Let's talk about that. What do you do as a diabetes customer care? What is that all about? I can see diabetes, but the rest is like, okay, customer care I get because I did customer care also. But this,
Mm,
let's just talk about this. What do you do exactly? Who do you work with here? What do you do? Because just I think this is just a very interesting job title. I love it.
Okay, what I do usually I interact with customers on a daily basis. But what I do,
Mm-hmm.
I troubleshoot the glucose meters. If you know those small glucose meters, so what happens is that the customers will call and then they will say whatever problem that they have with their meter. And then what I
Mm-hmm.
try to do is troubleshoot that meter over the phone and make sure that it works for the customer to be able to continue to test their
Yes.
blood glucose on daily basis. So basically that's what I do.
Wow. So you basically the first person that they get on the other side of the line if they cannot fix it
Yes.
themselves. Oh wow, that is
Yes.
amazing. How much about diabetes do you have to know? Like everything.
No, okay, not really that much, but information is power because we are not allowed to give like health information or something like that because the
Ah.
customer has to go to a healthcare professional if they need any guidance or anything. But it
Mm.
does help when like a customer would come complaining that my blood glucose is always maybe 8 or whatever. Then if you do
Uh-huh.
have an understanding that for a diabetic person or patient it does not, it's not really that much of a, like a glucose of 8. It's not that bad, even though we know that the normal it has to be up until 7. So it
Mm-hmm.
also helps as well in the, in help even with the units, like conversion of the units, because sometimes customers, they do go abroad, they buy their meters abroad, and then when they come back, you find that those meters, they're in different units. Then you can be
Unit.
able to help them to either with converting those results so that they can understand them in the unit that we use in South Africa as well.
I mean, that is amazing because you basically have been teaching us about unit conversions on your YouTube channel. So the Campath principle, you've been really teaching
Yes,
us about that. And I mean, hello, you know,
yes.
wow. I'm gonna just put it here for you because this is so amazing. So how did you actually come up with this, the Campath principle?
Okay, the name.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, for me to decide on that name, it is because there was a student, I think it was a year before last year. I had a
Yeah.
student who once told me that actually when I was supposed to be a principal, I was like, why?
Why?
Uh, And then she was like, the way like you coordinate like things, and they used to say I'm very strict and things like that. So you know how principals most of the time they are at
Yeah.
school. Yes, so I'll be that person like coordinating, making sure that everything in the lab is going well for
Mhm.
their training and all
Yeah.
that. And then and students, they do take chances at times, and you know when they
They do.
find a trainer is young or is smaller, like it's like I'm their friend. So, so they will take chances, but yeah, so I
Yeah.
had to be strict with them. So yes, I was strict. So that's
Absolutely.
when that student was like, you
The
actually you were the
campus
one who's supposed to be
principal.
the principal. Yes.
We love it. We love it. But those of you who want to know more and have a look at Wusi's channel, it's called the Campath Principal on YouTube. Go and subscribe and get all those Campath juicy stuff. I mean, if you're about to write
Yes.
your board exam or if you're already qualified and you just want to refresh, stay in that. If you're looking to go and cross over into corporate, just refresh your just before that interview. Go and like those
Mm-hmm.
videos. Remember,
Mm.
subscribe and like and hit the notification button so when she posts a new video, you can actually see that. So definitely go on and do that. And just to get this now, I just want to know what core values do you live by? Because you couldn't have just gotten to where you are just by being smart and just, what exactly drives you? What are those core values that you actually live by?
Okay, what I live by, the number one is I don't believe in excuses. Like
Yeah.
if something needs to be done, just to make sure to try as much as possible that you don't find an excuse for
Yeah.
not doing it.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, that's the one. And another thing that I live by the word of God,
Amen.
because I believe, yes, with God by my side, because I think all of this I couldn't have done it by my own.
Mm,
It was only by His grace and His
yeah.
direction over my life. Yes, and again,
There has to be
push.
something
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
at it. So I just want to say here, I really appreciate that you share with us that it's not just about you being book smart, but you actually have a relationship with God that allows you to center yourself when things are not going okay. You are able to,
Mm-hmm.
have that you can go to. And we're not gonna just leave you like that. We want to know what is next for Busisiwe? What is that next thing? Because I know you keep going levels and levels and levels and levels. So we want to know what is next for you. And this you have to prophesy it here first on this show. Let's hear it.
I think what is next to for me that is closer
Yeah.
to my heart at the moment, it's application specialist.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm telling you.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's
No
what it's like. That's
way.
what I'm
That is
trying
that
to
is for me. For me, I'm like that is the worst. That is I don't know. Maybe I'm just like look because I think I'm now more prone to like sales and training on its own because I can tell you now
okay.
QC troubleshooting is not one of my favorites. You either love it or you hate it. And I love to
Yes.
train and applications literally where I am is a mixture of training and applications, right? So there
Yes.
wasn't one where I could pick one and because I probably would have just picked training on its own if it was available. This QC troubleshooting thing, Bussy, I'm just like I'm over it. I'm like I'm so over it. But I actually love what I do as an application specialist.
Mm-hmm.
I almost just go, Lord help me with this QCs for until the next time I get to train. Until the next time I get to train. So if I get to be like a global trainer and just train straight out, I will definitely do that. I mean, I'm putting it myself out there for the universe to hear and
Yes,
for
the
God to
universe is
hear.
listening.
Hey, I want to train. I want to train. So what is next for you is application special. What do you love the most about being an application specialist?
That's that you first it will be training what you've been talking about, like troubleshooting as well, troubleshooting those QCs and setting up the instruments. I think, yeah, that's interesting for me because you get to use your mind. I think from the job that I had previously, like being a technical trainer, I got to use my mind like a lot with a lot of things. So I think that's what actually I miss now. I need something that is going to challenge my mind on a daily basis.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Nana. Okay. So we were just sorting out my lighting. And I hope I can get Busisiwe back on so we
I'm still
can.
here.
Oh, great, great. I can't see you though. I'm only seeing myself. So but as long oh there you are, there you are. Okay.
Yes,
So I hope that
okay.
didn't break out too much because my cousin was trying to help me put the light on because I was a bit in the dark. So that you can see me. See now you can see me.
Yes, now you're bright.
Hey, now I'm bright and beautiful and glowing. It's the lighting, guys. It's
Yes,
not me.
the lighting does
The
wonders.
lighting has this beautiful glow on it. Woo! If people thought I was a yellow bone, no, guys, it's because of the light. Okay,
That's the light.
it's just the lighting. So, but wow, this is it's been crazy, amazing. I can't believe we have so much in common, and I just want to know. So we were talking about why you wanted to be an application specialist and why that is really of interest to you because someone who is sitting in the lab right now is like, okay, but you are a diabetes customer care rep. What do you want in applications?
Okay, yeah. As I was saying was that I think because it does have training in it, I do miss training sometimes. Even though
Yes,
I do a
right.
little bit of training for those customers who don't know how to use their meters, but it's a little bit.
Mm,
So I do miss training, and as well, I think what I like about it is that you get to use your mind because with troubleshooting, you have to put your thought into it, and yeah, I think I missed that because with
says
technical
who?
training, I was
Says
using my
who?
mind a lot.
That is amazing. That is amazing. But you know what? It's one of those things that I really appreciate, and I hope you get the opportunity to do that. and I know you're gonna excel in it. You're gonna nail it. For me right now, I also kind of miss sales, which is weird.
Okay.
I When I was doing sales, I didn't think I would miss sales, but now that I don't do sales, I miss those conversations, because as an application specialist doing mainly QC troubleshooting, and me not really having an opportunity to interact with people so much. You literally come in, you run your controls, you do your calibration. The interaction is very limited, and there's not
Okay.
that human to human touch for me. So I miss
Okay.
just talking to people and having those conversations, because I really thrive. Like me and you talking here right now is like, it's my meditation, it's my
Okay.
food, it's my like like you have no idea what you have done for me. I enjoy the
Mm,
life so much. We always don't have time to do them, but when we do get a chance to do them and we hop on, and I'm really excited. You've been with us from the very beginning when we were just starting with
yes.
these lives on Instagram at 5, and I'm so excited to now have you on the other side of the
Yes.
show. I mean, it's just the most amazing thing. And I'm sure we're gonna do lots more. We have a lot of
There's
things to
still
put
more
together.
coming.
There is
Yes.
way more coming, and we are sure
Yes.
gonna have a repeat of this session also. And I just want, for those who want to hop on, we both have YouTube channels, and I would love to invite more people to come in and have more YouTube channels, so that we can put the word out there, and we can,
Mm,
engage with each other, and teach the world what we need them to know about us.
mhm.
Show
Exactly.
them that we also still do the same conversions that they were doing in matric or grade 10 or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
that student in first year, second year, someone who's trying to write their board exam, I mean, they need to have local content, someone that they
Yes.
can understand, someone they can relate to. And I would want that someone in their first year to do a YouTube channel of how they are experiencing biomed in their first year, in their second year, in their third year.
Yes. Yes.
Document it for us. We didn't
Mm,
know at that time that we could document it.
mm-mm.
I would have probably documented every day that I sat down and studied, every day that I would have shared my journey early on. I share my journey right now as I go through how I'm going through as daily as an application specialist, as a medical
Mm-hmm.
technologist. And had I known to do that back in the day, I feel like I would have had archives and archives and archives. But I'm glad we've started. I'm glad
Yeah,
we've
there's always a
started,
start.
and
Mm.
you know what? It's never too late. Even if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel today, please do so. You will find Campath Principal on there. Please do subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. And you will also find my YouTube channel, Leah M Mulai. So the only difference we have is that Busisiwe is very much, she's like the goddamn principal. Okay, so she will get you to. I watch them myself. You know what? I watch them myself because you just cannot know everything. And even when you know it, when somebody else explains it in a different way, even if you've done it for 10, 15, you might find just a little tweak of a way that you just didn't think of doing it, or a way that you didn't think of explaining it. I mean, I'm still a trainer, so if I learn from other trainers, if I had a concept I really my students were not grasping per se when I explained it, and if I take one of your examples and one of your analogies, I'm pretty sure I can take a thing or two there. So I'm really excited about what you're sharing with the world, showing them what we do. And I really do call on to you, both me and Busi do call on to you. Please do, if you really want to get into training, practice on your YouTube channel. Practice on your YouTube channel. Get comfortable talking, get comfortable explaining stuff, get better at it. Because when you do have to go to that interview and do that presentation, you are my YouTube link. There you go. I've done your blood gas presentation. So that's something to think about. I'm really excited to have this. And Busisiwe, what is your final message for everybody out there? I think we've just lost Busisiwe's sound, but I'm still here, and we are basically talking to Busisiwe, who is now a diabetes customer care representative. So excited that she was able to join us today. And it has really been quite an amazing journey that we have been able to have Busisiwe tonight. And we're definitely going to do this again. Really, we're going to do this again because we need more of you YouTubers out there. We need more of you to write about the industry, to talk about the industry. It is something that we really need to get this message out there. So if somebody wants to get into biomedical, they're not just stepping into something that they have no idea what it is all about. So thank you so much for joining us in. I'm pretty sure Busisiwe will make a small video to say what her final message is for you. And until next time, thank you so much. I love you guys. Do follow me on my page, Leah M. Mulai on Facebook, Leah M. Mulai the same on LinkedIn, Leah Mulai on Instagram. And until next time, we do this every day, every week. We are coming together 5 p.m. Okay, not every day because sometimes we have to work, right? But nonetheless, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye. Oops, wait, she's back. Hold on, she's back to say goodbye. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to allow her to come in and say her final message. I'm going to allow her to come in and say her final message. Yes, I'm glad we waited a little bit for her because I had already almost just said goodbye, guys. So I don't want you to miss out on this final message. It is very important for us to ask every guest that comes onto our show that we know exactly what their final message is for us, because that for me just sums it up nicely to say there that, you know what, when you do have an opportunity like this, you grab it with both hands. You grab it. I think I have you back right now. She is back. She is back. There we go. Thank you for coming back. Absolutely amazing. So, I was just wanting for you to share with us what your final message is, just to round it off for us to say, what is your message out there for everybody out there? And there is baby. Oh, can you hear me? I think she's lost her sound also. Wave if you can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, great, great, great. So the question here is, oh, now we have you. Now we have you. So what is your final message for everybody who's watching? Final message. I think I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything? Bussy, what is your final message for everybody? I think we are having some technical issues. All right, so technical issues are normal, guys. We are almost like so used to this, but technology is good when it works, right? But still excited nonetheless. Bussy, can you hear me on your side? I don't think Bussy can hear me from her side,
Okay.
but otherwise, oh, can you hear me? No, nothing.
Okay. My
There we go.
message to my fellow colleagues, medical technologists, is let's keep on pushing and put the banner higher, because we must not forget that we are saving lives.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
There's
I think
peeping.
I think our beautiful mother is having to go and have a look at the kids, but still exciting nonetheless. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us this evening. And as usual, we love you. We want you to do your best. We are absolutely appreciative. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to watch this with us and join us in here. So thank you so much. I hope if you want to go into technical training and go into corporate, you have absolutely enjoyed this. And love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Go and hit that like button on Leah M. Mulai's Facebook page. Till next time. Bye.